What I want to do next is to introduce you to a metric called cash on cash, and then I want to do something called a dirty APOD with a cash on cash. When we do the dirty APOD, I'm going to be gathering information from you to build that APOD. But first, let's look at cash on cash, okay? So cash on cash, which I abbreviate this way, just C/C, is a division problem. It's the pre-tax cash flow divided by the initial investment. Now, if you remember from 4th grade, one of the top's called the numerator, one of the bottom's called the denominator, okay? The numerator is smaller than the denominator, so when you divide through, you're going to get a number that's less than 1 expressed as a percent. When you do this division, at the end, you will do gold key equals 4 to express at 4 significant places. The numerator comes from the bottom of the APOD. The denominator is the sum of two things. The down payment plus a new term that I call OCA, which stands for other costs of acquisition. OCA is any other cash cost that the buyer pays to take title of the property. So it could be closing costs in the HUD one, could be attorney's fees, could be an appraisal, could be a phase 1 environmental audit, could be that the buyer paid the broker, whatever it is. The point is, on the denominator, you want to recognize all the cash that the buyer pays to take title. You just simply divide it into the cash flow, you get a number. What this what this return analysis represents is not ROI, rather ROE, return on equity investment, okay? Because it's the return that you earn on an ongoing cash basis on the money that you put down. And let me just make up a couple of numbers just quickly, okay? Let's say that I'm going to buy a property for $500,000. Let's say I'm going to get an 80% loan to value. Okay, so my loan is $400,000. My down is $100,000. Very simple. Let's say I go through and I build an APOD. And at the bottom of my APOD, I get to my pre-tax cash flow. And I realize that I'm making $4,800 a year. And I put down 100 grand. So quick math, just practice. What is 4,800 divided by 100,000? Just do that real quick on your calculator. And at the end, press gold key equals 4 to express at 4 significant places. It's not amortization. This is just division. Yeah. This is not amortization. Just divide. Okay. That's all you're doing. You should get 0.0480. With cash on cash, you represent at 4 significant places. If you were at 2, you would see 5%, 0.05. That's not the right answer. It's 4.8%. Okay? So cash on cash, simple division problem, that's the metric that measures the rate of return on cash flow. It's not ROI, it's ROE. And if you want to compare and contrast to a stock portfolio, it would be synonymous to a dividend yield from a stock.